Well, it looks like the third Texan to have left America to join the Russian army has gone missing and is now presumed to be fertilizing the fields of eastern Ukraine. Of course, I'm speaking about Derek Huffman, who earlier this year made the decision to pick up his three daughters and his wife and leave the United States supposedly to escape woke propaganda and LGBTQ indoctrination for the more traditional cultural values and mindset of Russia. Now, he actually joined the Russian army because he was promised a rear echelon non combat role in order to both gain the respect of his fellow comrades in Russia and also to have a fast track to Russian citizenship. Now, here he is discussing why he decided to join the army despite having no military experience.
Part of it for me is about the respect and earning our place here in Russia, earning our citizenship. And if I go put my body on the line for Russia, I defend the country, our new country. I've earned our place here.
Now, predictably, Derek's decision to join the Russian army was a complete disaster. He was immediately put in a combat role in an infantry assault unit. He was given only 2 weeks of training, and that was actually conducted in Russian, so he basically learned nothing at all. Now, compare that to something like the United States Marine Corps, where you receive 13 weeks of boot camp, plus 6 months to a year of specialized training for your particular combat role. And he was never paid. So basically, he joined the army, was thrust into a combat unit, went missing, and he got nothing to show for it. Here's his wife explaining their current predicament.
Getting a little tired, so I'm going to walk back. But as I'm walking back, I wanted to share a little bit about what's going on with Derek. When he signed up and had all of that done, he was told he would not be training for 2 weeks and going straight to the front lines, but it seems as though he's getting 1 more week of training and closer to the front lines, and then they are going to put him on the front lines. So we are all praying really hard that he could actually be utilized for his skills.
Now, of course, this was entirely predictable. If Mr. Huffman had done even basic research, he would have seen there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of well-documented cases proving that the Russian army engages in the systematic abuse and even torture of its own troops. Things like sending soldiers out with broken weapons, depriving them of food, water, and ammunition, putting guys on bicycles, crutches, and motorcycles to go die in meat assaults. This is who the Russian army is, and the commanders even steal from their own troops. Now, of course, when you look at the composition of the Russian army and what they've had to do to make up for the loss of 1 million casualties in Ukraine, this catastrophic war, they've had to empty their prisons, empty their insane asylums, and they even have serial killers, cannibals, child molesters filling their ranks. So, of course, this is who you're with, whether it's your commander stealing from you or sending you out to die, or the guy next to you being somebody who ate his neighbor. This is the world of being in the Russian army. Now, specifically, if Mr. Huffman had looked at what happens when you are an American from the state of Texas and he joined the Russian army, this again would have reaffirmed that it's the worst decision a person could possibly make. Let's talk about the first one, Russell Bentley, the so-called cowboy of Donbass. He went to eastern Ukraine in 2014, but he was later murdered by Russian soldiers who did all kinds of unspeakable things to him while he was alive and after he's dead, and then blew up his mine with 20 pounds of plastic explosive in an abandoned mine in the eastern city of Ukraine known as Donetsk. Let's look at Michael Gloss. Again, another one. He went to Russia, thought he wanted traditional values, but he died in his first day in combat, and there's actually a videotape of an FPV drone with an explosive flying towards him, and Michael Gloss looking up there and saying, this was a really bad decision. So not only was this all a terrible and ridiculous and frankly stupid thing to do, his wife is not going to get any death benefits, make no mistake about it. Because another thing that happens with the Russian army and the Russian government, not only do they rip off, torture, and abuse their soldiers while they're alive, they continue that inhumanity after their death because they don't pay death benefits. They lie and say, the soldier's missing, he's not dead. When they know, in fact, he's never coming back and he's out in pieces somewhere in a field in eastern Ukraine or worse. Maybe he got blown up in a toilet, many videos of that with FPV drones as well. So he's not coming back. He's gone, and this is what happens. Don't join the Russian army. Don't go kill innocent Ukrainians, and don't participate on the side of the aggressor in a genocidal war, and your life will be much better. Thanks, guys.